rapper who shoot, kill, who, you know, so in my mind, these are the bad. This ain't the vulnerable. So I'm not attacking the vulnerable, but in my mind, I'm going after the big bad motherfucker, the gangbangers, the killers. These are the ones. So in my mind, nigga, they the baddest.
All the cards on the table. Get a grip. Get a grip, E.N.T. Get a grip. Like, share, subscribe to my page. Yo, we on this young Dolph today. Yo, it's got a lot of twists and turns in this case. Got a lot of faces. Got a lot of names. Everything from this point is alleged. This is only for entertainment purposes. Da 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 da. Blah blah blah. Skip. You know. But here we go. Here we go. Young Dolph. Let's where we want to start. Let's start with who was texting Keosha James after Young Dolph was murdered. You go back to that video, somebody was texting her and she was texting back. You look back. What does everybody think about Keosha? All right, that's a question. Second of all, do you think the cookie shop has something to do with it? Makitas. I want y'all to look at this right here. Check out that front door. You know what I'm saying? Check out that back door, I mean. Yo, look, supposedly they found the wallet back there. Cameras on the dollar store right there. You see that. But it's a whole lot of flim-flam in this case. But everything here I said is alleged, and all we want is justice for Dolph. If you like this page, like, share, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think in the comments. I think, you know, there was a lot of people that hated him. There was a lot of people that probably wanted him gone and out the way. And I think it was more than just a few people that was in on this, because it takes a team to destroy a mastermind. This young man was a mastermind. He loved his kids. He loved his craft. He loved his family. And one thing you heard this young man say he didn't care about was money. And he didn't value the money anymore. And I think that's why there may be some people that was close to him, allegedly. I won't say that, but you know how things go. You know, he was about to give up the rap game. He was about to give it up. He was about to be a family man. He was going to be a father. He was going to take care of his family. He was going to get married. Him and Miss Mia was going to get married soon. You know, so you have a lot of people in your ear about this and that, about this and that. He was even to the point to where he was even going to a psychiatrist just to get mental help. You know, he was frustrated. He had a lot on his mind. How would you feel if you had 2 attempts of somebody trying to take your life? The first attempt, 100 shots. 100 shots. You know, and some people over in the war in Afghanistan that's been over there for years and never even seen 10 shots go past them. But this man, he had 100 shots fly past him. 100 shots. That could cause a PTSD to a person, you know. The second time he got shot, I actually don't know how many times it was, but just the trauma, just the stress, just, you know, just wanting to get away from the rap game, the street life, you know, doing things better for your kids, doing things better for your family. That's what he was on, I believe. I believe that he was going to be one of the next, probably Jay-Z's, one of the next Puff Daddies. I've been listening to this man ever since He was talking about got the E's in the house, P's in the house. You know, he's been using his craft for years, doing his hobby for years that he loved. Sometimes, you grow to not love the game anymore, or not just, I say not love the game, but just, you know, look at Michael Jordan. He knew when it was time to quit. All the greatest knew when it was time to quit. This man was a man of greatness. Rest his soul. Hey, paper route business forever, y'all. But rest his soul. This man, he was independent. They said he was an introvert, like this man had a lot of stuff on his mind. He probably had threats and stuff made towards him before the incident. But when you got a lot of things that's going on around you, haters, he had a young crew around him. He was probably just wanting to take the wheel and just watch through the windshield, and see how everything goes in front of him. He probably didn't want to have the front seat anymore. He probably just wanted to sit in the back of the Bentley, Like it was times I seen years before this that it was like police was harassing this man back and forth, pulling him over, all that in different cities and states, But this man, he was ready to sit down. He was ready to settle down and live life. He had a lot of enemies. He had a lot of enemies. He had a lot going against him, and there was nothing that he could do on that day. Like it was so many people that hated this man and wanted him out the way. I believe everything is alleged, like I said, but everybody wanted him out the way. Is what we come to see is factual visions, but not really facts because it's all alleged because there's no one guilty of this. But like there's things that you know life brings to you, and when it's time to sit down. Like my mom always told me, it's best to say there he goes and there he lays. And he was about to that point to where he say there he goes. you know and a lot of this stuff remind me of like the Lorenzen Wright case, the Share Wright case, and I think the feds are just building the case on people, you know what I'm saying, just to you know let them know that these streets don't run the city. Like what I'm saying, that side of the streets don't run the city. You know what I'm saying? And elections are coming up, and you know that it was people that was behind this man. It was people that backed this man. He helped a lot of people. A lot of people lost Adolph Thornton Jr. They didn't lose young Dolph. The kids at rec centers and stuff like that, they lost a figure, a what do you want to call it? A role model. Like he said on his album, he wanted to be a role model, like a peer facilitator is what you would probably call it, like having somebody to look up to. And these kids looked up to him because these kids come from poverty. They come from places where there's not really a lot of hope unless you're good at basketball, sports, or something like that. You can sing, like there's not a lot of hope coming up out of the ghetto in any city, really, or not just the ghetto, just any city. Look at the population of people that become famous, you know? But look at the population of the people in low poverty areas that don't become famous and the people that do become famous. It's like they have somebody to look up to. Like when kids always have somebody they look up to, Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, like Dolph was one of those. He was one of those people, you know? And it was people who looked up to him. He probably looked up to them because they probably taught him more than he taught them. You get what I'm saying? They was teaching this man how to be humble, how to stay humble, like something that he seen that he wanted for his kids, that he wanted for other kids, that he didn't want them to be the same that he was coming up in life. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to help. His grandma probably taught him good morals. He said he always got a whooping. Like it was the morals. It was like, okay, this is it. Now I'm about to be a teacher like my grandma was to me. Like I'm about to teach these young kids on how to do this, how to get this money. Like the rap game is how you get it. You know what I'm saying? How to be independent. He was like he wasn't holding nobody back. Like if you got to think, you got time to where everything works out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't put people on. Everybody like put me on, put me on, put me on. It's not that easy in the industry. It's not that easy in the industry. He probably barely just, like, man, look, I had to work this hard to get this far. You gotta work. Just can't put you on. Just can't put you on. Like hard work pays off, man. And I think he was gonna hand it down to Key Glock, man. You know, it was close. Seemed like people say Key Glock had something to do with it. I don't think Key Glock had nothing to do with it. Why? Why would you destroy something that helped you eat? You know what I'm saying? That made you something that you wasn't. Like Dolph was one of those facilitators to that man. I think. You know what I'm saying? Like he did Grove Hero. Look at Grove Hero. He's doing shows, selling out in big cities on the Long Live Dolph tour. Like if people was to stick together right now in a situation like this, do you know that Paper Route Empire could be one of the biggest empires in the music industry if they was to stick together and make Paper Route what Dolph wanted it to be. Get a whole bunch of fire rappers, put them together to make Dolph. Kind of like Voltron, you know what I'm saying? You form the legs, I form the arm, the body, and the head. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Daddy O. Shout out to Paper Route Empire. Paper Route business to the day we go. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Dolph. R.I.P. Vaughn. R.I.P. Mo 3. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. R.I.P. my cousin CEO Bezel. Rockstar CEO Bezel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go download some of his music. Go go download some of that music. CEO Bezel, he from Memphis, up and coming rapper. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, got his life taken. My cousin, you know what I'm saying? In Washington D.C. by a teacher, a facilitator that was, they say was shooting dice allegedly with. That's like all everything's alleged, but until you're innocent until you're proven guilty. So all cards on the table. Like Dolph said, go get the money, man. Then after that, you know what you do? Go get the motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a grip, E.N.T. Get a grip, E.N.T. To the day we go, paper route business. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. King Von, Nipsey Hussle, Mo 3, CEO Bezel, all the rappers that lost their life, FBG Duck, you know what I'm saying? All the rappers, the young rappers that was up and coming, that was blessed with a form to give us a speech, to give us a word, to give us a thought, to write us a picture. You get what I'm saying? R.I.P. to them, man. Rest y'all souls, man. Tupac, Biggie, we gotta come together, man. We gotta we gotta stop the violence, man. We gotta put the guns down, man. We gotta change this, man. I'm out of here, man. Get a grip, E.N.T. R.I.P. Young Dolph. Throw your flippers up. Paper route, gang. Paper route, business. Get a grip, E.N.T. Like, share, subscribe to my page, comment. Yo, we get back at you. Get your grips up. Shout out Charleston White, one of the greatest bloggers, one of the realest of all times. Yo, shout out Charleston White. Get a grip.
They the baddest. His response, his response. That nigga responded with love. And then gave me an understanding. Now, I work with killers, homie, who done been molested. I work with young killers, homie, on their record. They won't talk about it. They clown in court. And if they talk about it, they can probably get less time in court, but they won't even talk about it. So, I understand from an outside perspective. But in my mind, nigga, I'm attacking the rapper. That nigga brought the man to me. And he responded in love and compassion. So, nigga, I'm not an evil person. There's no way, nigga, I can come back and not say, nah, fam, I was wrong. Yeah, nah, man, I was wrong because I forget. You niggas are still human too. Just like we forget the police are still human. We put a bad one. We look at the police and we forget these people still have family